will go ahead and call this meeting to order. I did see before I shared my screen that the meeting's being recorded, so thank you, Linda, for all that. As for the chairman's remarks, I think most of us are on the same page here that this evening, I hope that we can get through taking a look at the revised election timeline and discussing any adjustments that need to be made to that. The election timeline is just an internal document. It's not something we publish, although we do publish the key dates to keep the community informed, but most of it is internal instructions, particularly to me, to make sure that we get things sent to MK or wherever the timeline tells us to send stuff, and that we do it in a timely manner. I think everyone knows that the candidate deadline has been extended to June 20th per the requirements of our governing documents. We did not get two more than the available seats, so we are required to extend it to June 20th. We did have someone who applied to run for the board as a fifth candidate, but she has since withdrawn her application. So we sit at four candidates right now, and they will be joining us either in Teams or in person at about 6 o'clock so that we can conduct the candidate draw for ballot positions. Any new candidates who put in their application subsequent to this will be added to the ballot order in the order their application is received. And then after that candidate draw, I'll ask if someone there could please show our candidates out. We will be going into a closed session to discuss questions for the forum and, well, primarily for the forum, so as not to give anybody an unfair advantage or a head start on drafting answers to those. So that's all I have. I didn't see, let me ask, does anyone on the call want to make public comments?
Yeah, I do, Steve.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Real quick,
give
so
me your,
I'm glad you covered
your
key
name
points.
and
I just wanted
address.
Doug Park, 16 Sailors Way. Just wanted to reiterate the two things that you mentioned and you covered. I'm glad you did so. I was going to highly recommend that no adjustments be made to the dates that are for the candidate draw on the forums and so on and so forth. It's put you in a defensible position that you're not doing any adjustments and won't call anything into question. And then the second thing was, I'm glad you realized that a committee has the ability to go into a closed session. And I was going to highly recommend it. Sounds like you're doing it already, which is great, but go into closed session when you're dealing with the questions for the candidate forum. So just wanted to follow up on that and say you guys are doing it right, and I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Anyone else?
Did you have anything? Okay.
I want to mention that she's here in the room.
All right. Well,
we do have
sorry,
someone here in the room.
We do have a public person in here, Amy Peck.
oh, okay. Well, if they'd like to make a comment, please state your name and address and
She's
and
got
what
no
you have.
comments. She's got no comments, Steve.
Okay. Since I'm looking at my shared screen and can't see there, I'll somebody please make a note. I don't know who's there. So anyway, we'll go on to looking at the revised timeline. Give me a moment here. And remember, I can't see you guys while my screen is being shared there. So let me find that one. Well, do I have everything open but that? All right, bear with me a moment. I apparently need to open that one. I thought it was already open on my desktop.
513 is the one I have. Is there a newer one?
No, I, just printed off and made
You
some
made
changes.
it, you just redlined it.
Must be people outside.
There's some kids.
So you got the skate park. So
Okay. All right, why won't you open up? All right.
That was
All right,
connected
is
to-
my timeline up there now?
it is.
Okay. I just want to point things out here as we get started. Because of the extension of the application deadline, it's going to mean that things happen very quickly. And so these dates that you're looking at here, we will have to adjust them. But I thought we'd just go down through and note what needs to change, and I'll try and capture it in the notes column or somewhere so that I can formally update it later. So that today we're at May 27th. This will be the candidate draw. So obviously the candidates can't have their bios and all to us by tomorrow. That's not really right. So does anyone, I think we normally allow them through the end of the week to get those back in. But this is a short week, so we probably should do a full week and make them, let me see what next Monday is. Monday
Monday
the 2nd. Any objections to that of June 2nd for having their bios and all in?
Oh,
No? Okay, so I will make that adjustment and ripple things out. One of the next things that we have to do is obviously MK can't print anything until we send it to them. So after June 2nd, I will work with Kenny to determine whether he wants them all to come at the same time or if he wants all the information we have. But we will have to reach out to Ocean Pines administration and have them draft the annual meeting announcement that goes in with the candidate information. We can't finish the printing and all because we anticipate that we will have another candidate, so that can't be finalized.
Hey, Steve.
Yes.
Steve, I'm a little confused.
Go
We're
ahead.
still in May. We're still in May, and these dates aren't until June. And you're.
Yes, the date,
So this.
we are
we're
still
set-
in May, but we can't close anything out or really move the timeline forward until after the June 20 deadline. So whatever possible that we can send to MK to facilitate their printing and speed things up, we plan to do.
I understand, but this timeline says candidate bios are due to us on Friday, June 27th.
but he just said he's gonna.
Yes,
send it
that would be,
June 2nd.
yeah, that would be the candidates that we have now.
So that's a month
we're
from now,
going-
not, it's a month from now, not next Monday.
I'm sorry,
Why is it June
something-
2nd?
June 2nd is
You've got
next
a
Monday.
you've got a different timeline than I got.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. I apologize. Something didn't
It still
save
says
right
the
on my
same date.
computer. Right.
I'm
So
sorry.
let's-
Apologize for being late. You get all the action.
Um,
All right, I'm sorry. I was
Apparently-
following the one I printed that had the same date, so.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, Pat. That, I was working on it this afternoon, updating everything, and it appears that something got overwritten and I wasn't able to find it. But the plan is that the candidates that have already been certified will give us their bios and photos and all that information within the next week, and we'll be holding on to it until it's ready to go to MK, whether that means all as one packet or if Kenny can pre-print some of it. Sorry for the confusion. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
All right, thank you.
I'm calibrated now. I'm looking at, now I'm ignoring the paper in front of me now. I'm gonna look at your screen.
All right, thanks. We do have to get the information. Some key dates to keep in mind are guidelines that we have in MO6 and the governing documents are that the information, the notice of the annual meeting, and then the candidate information can go no sooner than 50 days before the election and no later than 15 days before. So the dates that we have in here are somewhere around 33, 34 days ahead. So we're within that guideline. So as to when we mail that is really going to be a matter of timing with MK so that they get all the information in time. The other information the other thing I want to bring to your attention is that because of the late applicant deadline, we normally would send and have MK send a letter to everyone who's not currently eligible, telling them that and informing them to contact the admin office to update their records, pay their dues, or clear up any CPI violations. But the window for them to do that is going to be very small. So it's only going to be about a week. So we'll have to make that adjustment, but that's all we can do. So because the closeout date for when you're eligible is set again by our governing documents. Right now I have the forum scheduled for Friday night, June 27th. That's the night before a board meeting, and 2 days before our June meeting. So does anybody see any concerns about that? No? All right. So the rest of the dates will follow based on, when they close out. I'm doing my best as I massage some of these dates to make sure that we try to give people as much time as possible if they're not eligible. And I also hope to work with the OP office to help us get the word out that it's really good. We can only mail to what your mailing address of record is and your email address. So trying to encourage folks to get that done. Anybody else have anything?
Just a question, is there a reason the notification of voter ineligibility can't go out now?
I did look at that, Pat, but technically nobody's ineligible right now. But I can explore that with Linda and see if we can do that. I think it's a viable option to let folks know that if we change the wording such that it's just as of right now, you're not eligible to vote, please contact the admin office and make sure that, if you want to vote, that you rectify whatever issue they have and that you update your mailing and email address.
Yeah, I'm just
can't.
curious. I'm just curious, what is it, do we currently have language that says we can't sooner than 50 days before? Oh. And that's 50 days before the board meeting?
Right, we can only declare, what we typically do is that we send MK a list of all the eligible voters as of whatever date we send them. We can also send that ineligible letter at that point, to give folks more of a lead time. You're right. So I will work with Linda and see when those lists are generated and when we can get it, because Kenny can pre-print all the envelopes.
Yeah, gotcha. It just seems like giving them a little bit more time would be fair.
Yeah, I'm still working under the assumptions of when we don't have to extend the deadline, but you're right. We can go ahead and send those letters ahead of time. Anyone have anything else? The latter part of the schedule here. So essentially our voting period will open Monday, July 7th. That is 30 days ahead of the annual meeting. We normally have more time available to vote, but the situation dictates. The voting period closes. I've listed the closing as Wednesday, August 6th, because that's the actual count. So technically someone could quibble if they wanted to about whether it's the annual meeting that's the end of the election or the Wednesday, but normally no one questions this particular aspect. So the deadline for ballots to be received at the contractor is Wednesday. I said 4:30, but it's really whenever their mail run is. It's usually earlier than 4:30. The drop box at the admin building, we were not able to close that down days early, but we are able to close it down at noon, according to the language in the MO6. So noontime does give us time to collect those ballots and get them packaged up and shipped in time to not be have a hard deadline conflicting with when UPS picks up. So that's how we will handle that. Any questions on anything timeline? Okay. Well, then we have a few minutes. That I'll just open the floor up. Is there anything that anybody wants to discuss while we're waiting for the candidates to arrive? Somebody will have to obviously let them in and check the front door to see if somebody's out there waiting.
So the candidates that we expected to be physically here have arrived. We have Amy Beck, we have Monica Rakowski, we have Steve Jacobs, and I guess Stuart is going to dial in, or
Stuart's going to dial in at 6. So somebody let me know when he joins us.
We'll do.
And Steve, Amy, and Monica, welcome.
Good to be here. Thank you.
I have a question. Can I ask a question?
Of course, sure.
The bios, are we going to get a notice? Are the 3 questions going to be the same as you discussed in the prior meeting?
I will send you something. Let me, I've got that written up here. Let me find that.
That's crazy. That would absolutely drive me.
Yeah, I can't do that. I gotta imagine one at a time.
Even that's too
My
much.
computer goes into that mode every once in a while and it freaks me out.
Really like freaking me out.
Okay, if you can see the screen, hopefully that's sharing now. So we'll do the draw for position in just a moment or two. So we do need the photo, the bio, which is the 200-word max, and,
Everything right.
well,
All the pets.
You wanna tell
I will send you the 3 questions, Amy. That's probably the easiest thing to do.
first?
Send
Okay,
to
Send them to all of us, please.
Oh, of course I will. Yes.
Amy, look.
I'm sorry. I will follow this up with an email with the 3 questions, the bio information, and a request for your photos. If you could please have those back to us by next Monday.
Hold on. I missed all of that.
Sorry.
Let's quiet down in the room, please.
What are you asking for the candidates by next Monday?
By next Monday, please provide us with a photo that will be included in the candidate information, a biography of 200 words max, and an answer to the 3 questions that I will email you right after this meeting. And each answer can be up to 200 words. And
Okay,
that would be, we'd like to get that back by Monday so that we can get that to MK in preparation for printing.
okay, fine. It would help, frankly, if you had gotten this to us sooner. I mean, this is now, we won't get this to work until tomorrow, and you want it by Monday. Not impossible.
Steve, this has been our standard procedure for the past 3 years that I know of, and I believe it dates further back than that.
That you give people
So-
4 or 5 days tops? I mean, to be honest with you, there's no publication of the schedule yet. We haven't, you were supposed to,
Steve.
hold
Doing it
on,
tonight.
you were supposed to email me notice about this meeting, which I never got. And I do have another question, which is, assuming there's nothing in our governing documents that deals with this, why is it that the announcement as to the number of the candidates to date have been the 3 incumbents plus 1 person? Why isn't that 1 person named? Because everybody knows, or should know, who the 3 incumbents are.
Let me take the heat on that. I did that interview. She asked me how many candidates were coming. I said 4. I didn't name anyone. She knew who the incumbents were. I named no one. Where I was waiting for this so we could do
Well,
the communication.
Okay.
Steve, I think you're getting out of line.
the fact of the matter is, it's the same line that's been repeated, not just in response to 1 interview, but every place else. So, and
Just
would be
just
nice
to-
if we were included on some of this sooner.
We are following the standard procedures for the election committee that have been the same way we've run things for the past 3 years that I have been involved. If you need more time because we have a pushed out deadline, I suppose we can do that.
Well, I didn't
But
bother
as-
to count the days,
As
but I
as
can
to
tell
your
you that.
criticism, of who was announced as candidates, that's not the election committee, that's the secretary.
Well, look, I don't remember what happened when I first ran. My recollection was I was given a lot more lead time. But I could be wrong.
No, sir? I believe you are.
My
How much-
recommendation for the future is how it was last year. I just got my letter today that I was verified. And it was dated the 12th. In the past, when you got your verification letter, you also got the information about the signs, MO6. You also got the deadline. You also got the 3 questions and who to contact to get your photo done. So that it is different this year. Because I just got my verification today and I don't have that information. So in next year, that's how you should do it. It just gives the candidates more time.
Okay, thank you for that. So back to when we need the information back from you. If next Monday is too good, will next Friday work for all of you?
I can do either.
Me
I
too.
mean, I will try to get it in for Monday, but if there's a problem, I'll let you know.
No, sir. I'm telling you, you can have till Friday because I'm not going to set a deadline and have you have to sweat it. So if Friday gives you enough time, then that will be the deadline for everyone. Of course, if you do have it earlier, we'll gladly take it and put it in a safe place so that we can get it to printing when it's time.
We're not
Okay.
We
changing
move
it.
it to June 6th, Friday, June 6th.
That's
Yeah.
what Friday would be.
Okay. Are there any other questions?
Just a comment, John has offered that Nancy McCubbin is available to do photos. She's
You
the
can do photos for the candidate.
Ocean Pines photographer
Yeah,
or.
yeah.
So,
He'll do the professional pictures for everybody.
Oh, and I can just come here and.
Yeah, I'll confirm that in the morning, Amy.
Great.
But they've done it in the past. I don't see any reason why they can't do that for all the candidates going forward.
Can I go for one of those glory shots, you
Yeah.
know, the makeup and the hair and
She's
to
done-
make it look like I'm 110
You
pounds?
might have to pay extra for that.
Really?
I don't know. She's
Don't give me
a
bad.
professional, but.
Can I get the picture?
All right, John, let you and I coordinate after the meeting here and make sure that we get all the information to the candidates that they need.
Very kind.
It's true.
Okay? I believe, has Stuart joined us?
Stuart?
He
Oh, see.
has not.
Look on the
He's got
people.
2 more minutes.
I think we see all the people. We see,
Oh,
yeah, I think we see him.
Linda
It's
Martin.
not 6 o'clock yet. According to my phone.
He's got 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
I know he was seeing patients right up until he could join us, so
So Marlene,
give him another minute.
hang off the
And
road, Canada
If he's
Drive.
not able to, he has authorized us to pick
You know the
for
two
him.
ladies that live-
Yes, yeah, Pat and Leslie.
I don't know if the person was trying to and didn't, but man, I tore out my elbows, my knees, like, and they didn't stop.
It didn't stop.
Oh, gosh. So I'm like,
What kind of car?
well, it was either an Acura or an Audi, blue. Trust me, I went riding around for like an hour to, but it could have been a visitor, you know?
And put hide in the garage.
What did you say? Somebody ran you up the road?
Yeah, I was on my bicycle. Yeah, and like I say, like, you know, I got elbows and
Oh, my.
knees and.
Steve,
I can give you one of my
Yes.
cards.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Wearing my helmet.
Are you intending to send anything to the candidates, or are they getting their information just tonight about the sign rules, information that you have
No,
on
I'm gonna,
the agenda?
I'm going to coordinate with John and make sure that we have all the information they need covered. And I expect they will be getting something from John as well as something from me, filling in those questions for them.
That'll be email.
It will be an email, yes. I don't want to delay it with the postal service, which seems to run slow in the Pines.
All right, so it's 6 o'clock. These folks have come early, so let's not penalize them for punctuality.
No, let's go ahead.
Steve- Steve asked me to facilitate the draw.
Okay.
So I have I have here 4 cards. They are the ace, 2, 3, and 4 of hearts.
So ace is one?
Ace is 1.
Okay.
Oh, I got up my sleeve.
Wait a minute, Steve's got cards
Yeah, I
on his
didn't
sleeve.
prepare for that. My iota. We're gonna draw in alphabetical order by last name, so it'll be Steve Jacobs first, Stuart, Cheryl will draw for Stuart, Amy, and then Monica. And then the ace is the first position, so if you draw the ace, you are first on the ballot. You'll be seated wherever the first person should be at the forum. I don't know if it's left to right or right to left. And then I guess that's the order in which the person who's first on the ballot will also get the first question at the forum, I believe.
Okay.
That's my understanding. So I'm gonna put these up. It's hard to shuffle 4 cards, right? But,
Look, I have no choice, so what's ever left, that's
so
what's,
I will invite,
that's mine.
that's true. So I will invite Steve. You get the first draw. Do better than I did last
You did fine last time, Steve.
time. And that is
3.
3. Okay. Draw for Stuart, please. Stuart is number 1. Amy,
Give Monica the leftovers.
4.
Okay?
Okay. Then that leaves a 3, or a 2 rather.
2.
2. Okay. All right. So the draw is complete.
All right. That, as I said, that will be the order you're listed on the ballot, and in the other information, and you'll be seated at the forum. And whoever joins us as an additional candidate will take position 5 and or 6, whatever we need. All right. Do I have any questions from anybody before we conclude the draw portion of our meeting?
So just so I'm clear, Steve, this is Pat. We talked about the item II, which is the information needed. And then you've got the sign rules. Those are going to go out to the candidates in this email as well, correct?
It'll be a summation. The actual rules are found in the ARC guidelines. I believe it's 600.5,
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Those guidelines do say only one sign in a yard. But I believe in the recent past, we've done
I have a
2.
question, about that. Is it one sign per candidate or only one sign? I believe it's one sign per candidate.
That's right.
I can recall seeing multiple signs in a given yard,
I believe,
different candidates.
I believe you can also have one candidate sign in the front and one in the back. If the back backs up to, for instance, a golf course or one of the canals.
So I guess that would all be in the ARC guidelines.
Yes.
Actually,
You're
the
not
governing,
going to alter the ARC guidelines here. Whatever the ARC
The
guidelines
ARC-
say is what should.
We are not.
the ARC guidelines actually say 1 per lot, but it doesn't say 1 per candidate per lot. But I'm going to, unless John or the board or the ARC committee tells me I'm wrong, I believe we should allow 1 per candidate in a lot.
Steve, I think we just go with the 5 bullets are information. The rules should be taken from section 600.5, and that should prevail. Nothing we,
It's very specific, right?
yeah,
there.
nothing we summarize here should be limiting or anything like that. I think
Agreed.
our guidelines spell it out. That's.
So
what
So when I send the information to the candidates, I will extract directly from the ARC guidelines and send you that.
Okay, sounds good.
All right,
Okay.
snap a picture of the 3 of y'all, just quick. I was gonna send it to